What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zagnomics Gaming. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. I have a couple things that I wanted to go over today. One being Bungie released the new champion mods that will be available for next season. And also I wanted to go over this exotic for my new light players or any players that are not really familiar with PvP itself. This is mainly derived from the Warlock class, and I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about because it is a very useful exotic, and that is Esperian Aspect. But before we jump into that, I wanted to go over these seasonal mods real quick with you guys. Now, first and foremost, we have Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle, and we have Pulse and Sidearm Unstoppable. Now, those three are kind of regular. Those are pretty much of the norm. You can use a variety of different weapons to engage in those champions. Now, another one that's a big one for me, especially within my videos, because I made a video called Tiku and Rasputin. Basically, it talks about Tiku's divination with the Overload bow mod, and that is coming back to us. Now, the best thing about that mod itself is you could use Tiku's divination. You could proc Warmind cells. It's definitely disgusting. I absolutely love using bows, especially for champions, so I'm glad to see this coming back. Now, another one, which is a very big one this season, it is a fusion rifle Unstoppable, and it coincides with linear fusions as well. So that buff that we got with Sleeper Simulant, it will apply to this. So I'm really anxious to see what kind of builds we could come up with around that mod itself. Now, those are the only mods that Bungie has talked about or released as of this moment. We know the TWAB comes out tomorrow. I personally can't wait for it to come out. I hope you guys are as well. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk about the Warlock class. So this is mainly two videos broken up into one. I was kind of going over some Destiny 2 news within inside of Destiny 2, obviously. And I also wanted to, I kind of wanted to kill two birds with one stone. So for this video, I've noticed that there's a lot of new players that I've just been going up against dramatically, especially inside of the Crucible itself. And I wanted to bring the attention to the fact that I feel like the Warlock is absolutely the easiest class to master if you are trying to just, if you're like a brand new player, like if this is your first time playing, you've never played before. I personally believe the Warlock with Esperian Aspect is probably your best friend because it gives you a buff in so many areas that it's just ridiculous. Now, does it give you special abilities? No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you extra grenade energy or class energy or anything like that, but it all around just serves its purpose as a dueling exotic. Like, it gives you the further melee range. It basically gives you quick draw all the time, superb handling, less flinch, more dexterity, all that stuff. And it only stacks from there if you decide to use mods. That's why I feel like this is one of the best exotics in the game, in my personal opinion. And since Bungie has already stated last week that they're trying to stray away from abilities, they want to focus more on gunplay, I feel like this exotic may be the go-to exotic for a lot of players. Now, Esperian Aspect comes with a unique perk called Cobra Totemic. I may be butchering that, but this exotic alone allows for a faster weapon ready speed, reload, and melee range. And the melee range is tremendous. You're talking about a 5 meter to 6 meter range gap. So you can really close the gap on a lot of your opponents. Another beautiful thing about this exotic is you can use any subclass that you'd like, whether it be Arc, Stasis, if you're trying to use Solar or Void. It's really up to you. You can pretty much use whatever you like to use. So if you're a new player and you have this exotic gauntlets, you can experiment more. You can play around. It doesn't tie you to one certain subclass. So that's a beautiful thing. And also, weapon ready speed is very important, especially inside this sandbox alone. When you're dealing with a lot of hand cannons, for you to have that snappiness and that great handling for pretty much every weapon, it doesn't really matter what you're running. You could be running linear fusions, some sluggish scout rifle, or terrible handling sniper rifle, and you'll just have that snappy feel no matter what. And that's the beautiful thing about it, and mods only increase that. So do you need to have mods? Not really with this. You don't need to have dexterity mods with this. You can use other things, and that's pretty much what I recommend. I feel like this exotic is really good, especially for new players, because it allows you to be more aggressive in a way. You can kind of lay back, or you could play certain ways. It doesn't really matter how you play. So if you're a rusher and you like to ape with shotguns, you can do that here. If you want to lane a little bit, you know, try to get some sniper shots off. And that's pretty much what I did with it. I like to play a little bit slower with these exotics, but it depends on your play style and what you like to do. Now, of course, with me, there is a lot of other exotics that I do enjoy playing with, but for the ease of use and to be able to play with any subclass, this exotic is probably one of the best ones. Now, for hunters, I recommend Stompies. Stompies give you an amazing edge. You can use whatever subclass you like, and it gives you that high jump. It gives you the buff and the sliding. It gives you all that stuff, more mobility, everything. So those really work out for you. I recommend those if you're a hunter. See, now Titans don't really have an exotic like that where they could just obtain all these benefits. See, like with the Warlock, if you're using Esperian Aspect and Empowering Rift, you're pretty much slaying. Like, there's no way for you not to be slaying. But on the flip side, if you do decide to use an exotic like this, if you go to another exotic, or you go to Transversus Steps, or any other exotic that you just want to try and, you know, do a better build on, or you're trying to, you know, spec out for a certain subclass or something like that, you're trying to make a unique build, you have to remember that you're not going to have this snappy weapon speed anymore or anything like that. So this can kill you in a way, but it can also help you. If you like to play with Esperian Aspect all the time, well, then you're good. Same thing I feel like with Stompies. Like if I'm using a hunter, I don't like to use Stompies as often because, yeah, it's great to be able to have that movement and that jump and that speed. But once you go to another exotic, like I like Mask of Baccharis, once I go to that, I can't jump the same no more. I feel like my jump is off. I feel like everything's just off, and it takes me a little while to readjust. That's why when I first started playing with these, I was like, oh wow, I haven't played with these in a while. I'm a little too snappy. I need to readjust how I play myself. So that's one, I guess, drawback to it. But other than that, if you're a new player and you're trying to just do good and have a great KD and you want, you know, to get weapon kills, then this is the exotic for you. I think you'll see a lot more play in this exotic come within the next season, or even when Witch Queen comes out, because Bungie has already stated that they plan to tone down abilities a bit. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the background gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next video. Like I said, I will be going over another build for the bow. So since we're getting overload bows back, I definitely have another build for you guys. I haven't really released it yet. It does revolve around the Titan, and it does revolve around Tiku's Divination, but you'll have to stick around for that. I hope you all have a wonderful end of your week. I will see you all on Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.